Tomorrow, warming up across the valley, we should see those temperatures back up above 100 in parts of the upper valley. I think we're looking for some numbers up there close to 100, but mainly upper 90s or so in parts of Hidalgo County, mainly in the low to mid 90s the closer you get toward the coast. I think about 89 for a high around South Padre Island. But when you look at that map, everywhere on the map is pretty hot and sunny. I think we'll be seeing a breeze everywhere, though, to help cool you off. So at least you have that going for you, because other than that, there's not a lot to cool you off, I think, for the next several days in the valley. There's a lot of sunshine and dry conditions around the valley. Right now, it is hot. Temperatures have made it to 100 in Starr County, still 100 in Rio Grande City, 95 in McAllen, 91 near the coast in Port Isabel. And humidity's up there high enough that it feels a little extra hot. The heat index still above 100. It feels like 104 in Brownsville, 108 in Rio Grande City. Remember, that's calculated for being in the shade. If you're in the sun wearing dark clothing, it makes you feel even hotter. The dew points are up there too, generally in about the low 70s or so. They've been coming down a little bit in the afternoon, but with all that humidity still in the air, it won't cool off much at night. With a light breeze overnight, high humidity, we may not drop much below about the 80-degree mark in many areas of the valley tonight. But the winds actually getting a little bit stronger in some areas as we get towards sunset. Right now, the gusts up to about 30 miles per hour everywhere. We did have a few gusts around 35 miles per hour in McAllen an hour or so ago. But a good little breeze going out there early this evening. I think this will tend to die off later tonight, but with still a light breeze around most of the evening, kind of keeps the air mixed up and temperatures don't cool a lot. Tomorrow, your day planner goes from 81 at 8 a.m. to 94 at noon, 98 for a high on average across the valley. But you saw the map with the highs as hot as about 102, 103, 104 once you get into western Starr County. And by tomorrow evening, falling through the 80s. But with dry weather, clear to partly cloudy skies, and pretty much we'll repeat this over again on Friday as we get ready to kick off the weekend. Notice across the valley, hardly any clouds and no rain around. There's a couple of little showers way to the south, and then off in the mountains of Mexico, a few showers and weak storms, but nothing is able to get in there our direction to cause any rain. In fact, Texas is pretty much in the clear as well. And I think this trend lasts at least through about the weekend. We do see a shift in the weather pattern we'll talk about in about 20 or 30 minutes next half hour, where some of the more stable air across Texas may be pushed aside, and we may get enough moisture and instability to pop off a couple showers or weak thunderstorms by early next week. But in the short term, not a lot going on. Kind of breezy still early this evening. Overnight tonight, we look for just some patches of clouds, and then tomorrow we're back into breezy and mostly sunny conditions, and really just a repeat of today. Should be a dry day across the valley, and the same thing's true for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, in the tropics, things are pretty quiet now. We did have Barry pop up, but that's really quieted things down. Nothing going on. The Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, out in the Atlantic, you see there's hardly any clouds or showers. So I think the way the weather pattern's looking for a while, everything's pointing toward the tropics being quiet probably for at least the next week or so. So don't expect anything to blow up the rest of the week in the tropics and be trying to come our way. So it's always good to cool off at the coast end. Highs in the upper 80s tomorrow and Friday, and really all through the weekend across areas near the coast. A little breezy each day at the island. But other than that, dry weather for Thursday, Friday, and for the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So your first 1-5 AccuWeather 70 forecast. Highs right up there in the upper 90s. The average high is about 96 or so. We'll be near or slightly above that each day, and over 100 over most of Starr County. But the breezes continue at least through about the weekend. And next week, we introduce a little bit of rain chances. We'll talk about that again next half hour, but maybe a couple showers or a storm out there to actually maybe drop temperatures a bit. Instead of upper 90s, maybe like 95, mid-90s, a few degrees cooler. And if you're trying to help some people stay cool this summer, especially people who can't stay cool in these very hot summer days, Tim Smith is going to tell you how